Everybody, and welcome to this tutorial on creating classified newspaper ad templates using Scribus. We are going to create 3 of the most common types of ads that are found in the classified section of a newspaper, and those are the straight text or liner ads, bordered ads, and photo ads with a border. Now, we're going to assume that you already have Scribus installed, and I'm using version 1.5.6. Now let's get started. The first thing you want to do is create a new document. So what you want to do is simply go to the File menu and say New. And you will notice that you can define your margins. You want to make sure these are all set to 0. The document width should be the column width that your classified section is. So in my case, I'm going to be using 116 points. And the height is going to be the tallest dimension of your page. So I'm going to set mine to 1500. And I'm going to press OK. Now, here is my document here with nothing on it. The first thing I want to do at this point is select my shape tool and simply draw my box. And I'm going to use this as a starting point for my border of the ad. Now, you want to make sure you have the content properties panel and the properties panel open. If you don't, you can find it from the Windows menu and select the properties and the content properties. Now, once you've drawn this shape, the first thing you want to do is set the coordinates. So I'm going to set mine to 0 points, which will bring it to the left side of the page. And the Y position is also going to be 0, which will bring it to the top of the page. Now, the width should be the width of your column width, which mine was set to 116. And the height, you want to set it to the full size of the actual document. So mine was 1500 points. From here, the next important step you want to do is call this name border. So again, all I'm doing is selecting my pointer tool here, clicking the shape that I've drawn, and I named it to border. Now, from here, you want to select your image frame tool and draw basically a box where your classified images are going to be placed into. And then the next thing you want to do is select your text frame tool and again simply draw your text box, and you want to drag it all the way down to the bottom and end it before the border, about there. Now keep in mind that this is simply a template, and once you start building the ads, you can change and modify the settings as needed. So from here, the first thing you want to do is go to your text properties after you've selected the text block. And you want to set your font that you want to use. So in my case, I want to use Arial Narrow. And I want to set the point size to 8. And the line spacing, I also want to set it to 8. You can also predefine things like the forced justification of the paragraph. So I want to set that to mine. And that's it. So here is basically a template that I've created for photo ads with a border. And what I want to do now is simply save this document as photo border. So I'm going to save that to my desktop. And my next template that I want to do is simply a bordered ad. So all I need to do is delete this image box that I've created on my previous ad. And I'm going to drag up my text frame to the top. And that's it. At this stage, I can say save as, and I'm going to call it border ad. Press save. Now the final template that I wanted to create in this mini tutorial is a simple liner or a basic text classified ad. So I'm going to simply select my border that I created and delete that. And in a similar fashion where I set my border, I want to now set the width of this text frame to the width of the actual document. So I'm going to go back into my properties, select my text frame, and set the positioning on the left to 0, the Y positioning is 0, the width is 116 points, and the height of my document was 1500 points. So now I have my third liner template, and I'm going to go File, Save As, and call this liner ad. So what I did now was create the 3 different templates, and you can be pretty elaborate on how you want these templates to look. You can even have custom templates for specific customers. So if you have a realtor that uses the same logo in all their ads, you can actually create a template specific to that one account and use that over in AdWorks. So now that I have all 3 of my templates opened or created, I can now go back into AdWorks and go to my setups, and I want to select templates. And then from here, I'm going to say add template. I'm going to give it a description of a demo. We'll call it photo with border. And I wanted it to be applicable to class display ads, liner ads. And I can also pick and choose which classifications that template's going to be applicable for. So I want to say all my classes. And now I can choose the photo border ad that I just created back in Scribus. And I'll press save. And I'm going to do the same with my other 2 templates that I created. So photo. Now it's the border. And the same thing, you want to select the bordered ad template that you created earlier. Select which type of ad that template is applicable for. Make sure all classes are selected, or you can pick and choose which classification. Save. And my final type of template was the liner ad. And save. So now AdWorks knows about those templates that you've created, and now we can go and actually create some classified ads. So I'm going to call up my customer here, and I'm going to say new classified ad, and I'm going to select my photo with border that we've just created in the template setup window. And you will notice that my template is now open in Scribus. So I'm going to zoom up on this template so you can see it a bit better. And from here, I can simply select my image frame, right-click on it, and say Get Image. And from here, you can select the image you want to import. And you can right-click on the image again and say Adjust Image to Frame. What that will do is, exactly as it states, it will resize the image to the size of image frame. And from here you can clean it up a bit, shrink down that box, and make any final adjustments as needed. In terms of the actual ad text, you can either type freely into the text box, or you can copy and paste it. And as well, you have full control over how you want this ad to look. So I want to center that address and set a bold font. So what you will see now is this ad get created back in AdWorks. So I'm going to say save to AdWorks. And I'm going to quickly schedule this into the Mississauga News paper. I'm going to press save. And what that does is it creates a PDF of the ad that you just created, and it's ready for production. So here are my PDF of the ads that get created. I can double click it and see the final output of that ad. And again, I can go through and make any final tweaks of that ad as I see fit. But this artwork is now ready for production. So that's basically it. That's how quickly and easy you can go and create your templates using Scribus and then link them up and use them back in AdWorks. I hope this mini tutorial was helpful, and thanks for watching.